Hello, Mr. Smith. I have come to find out about Real-Time Ranger, newly introduced by your company. In particular, I am interested to find out about your products for the care of the elderly.
Sure. My pleasure to tell you about the Real-Time Ranger. It is a simple, inexpensive device which can be worn with a neck strap or kept in a pouch on a gentleman's belt or in a lady's handbag.
Excellent. Tell me about it.
Real-Time Ranger sends the location details of the person wearing it to a web application which can be observed by the carer via a standard PC. It additionally has panic, preset boundary violation, speed and low battery alerts.
I see. I understand the panic, boundary and low battery alerts. But what is a speed alert and how does it work?
Sure. Let me explain the speed alert. It is meant to be for speed of the vehicle when the person wearing Real-Time Ranger is driving or is being driven. You can set speed limit of say 70 miles per hour, for example. And yes, there is one more important thing you need to know, and that is, on pressing the panic button by the wearer, it opens a two-way audio link between the device and a predefined set of 3 telephone numbers of the carers. It will ring the first one and open the link assuming the carer answers. If not, it will hunt the second number and so on. It can alternatively or in addition send text messages of panic to these 3 or separate 3 numbers. There are also 3 more extra features in Real-Time Ranger that I am confident will be of interest to you. Firstly, you can send a text to the device to inquire where it is. And provided it is switched on, it will send you back to your smartphone not only its location but also give you a Google Map link. When clicked, it will show on your mobile the address where the person is at that time on Google Map. Secondly, Real-Time Ranger can and will accept incoming calls only from up to 3 pre-configured phone numbers which can ring in any time to find out about the safety and the well-being of the device wearer. Thirdly, in exceptional circumstances such as, for example, when there is a fear of the device wearer being attacked, any of these 3 numbers, which are the only numbers that can ring into the Real-Time Ranger, can, by sending a special text message, just listen in, and without any outward sign, the conversation which the possible attacker might have with the device wearer can thus be heard without the attacker knowing. Now, how does all this sound to you?
Great. But how much does it all cost, and also can I rent it instead?
Sure. Real-Time Ranger is available to buy outright at a mere £90 plus a monthly subscription charge of £8 to cover data and software charges. We use mobile network with a Vodafone SIM. To avoid unnecessary admin, we get this payment annually in advance from you. What's more, I have a bit of good news for you. Real-Time Ranger is on a special promotional offer at only £80 until the end of September 2011. These charges do not include the VAT and also the panic button telephone links or texts. For this we charge 10 pence per call to Vodafone or a British Telecom landline, 30 pence to other mobile carriers and 10 pence per text message. Alternatively, to cover this, we charge we call a fair or reasonable usage charge of £2 per month payable annually in advance at £24 extra, so before end of September, £80 to buy, annual subscription £96 and a charge of £24 towards TTHE fair and reasonable usage for outbound calls and texts, together only £220 excluding the VAT for the device and the first year. What do you think?
Sounds really great, but what about renting?
As for rental, we have an all-inclusive charge of £20 per month per device. You need to sign up initially for 6 months and pay up front and then pay quarterly in advance. As before, these charges do not include the VAT and also the panic button telephone links or texts. For this we charge 10 pence per call to Vodafone or a British Telecom landline, 30 pence to other mobile carriers and 10 pence per text message. Alternatively, to cover this, We charge what we call a fair and reasonable usage charge of £2 per month, payable annually in advance at £24 extra. And oh yes, under the rental scheme, you can stop with only a month's termination notice, provided that you return the devices and accessories such as wall plug, charger, etc. in working order, and we will not only terminate the contract without fuss but also refund any prepaid unutilized money.
Mr. Smith, I am sorry, but I forgot to ask you something. What if the elderly person no one to carry out the monitoring care?
Is of course, Miss Smith. We provide a unique 24/7 service called Real-Time Angel. It provides an unbroken monitoring service specifically designed for the elderly who do not have anyone to look after their movements continuously day and night. The help desk has a predefined process previously agreed as a contract with the carers or spouses or close relatives. Consequently, following panic, boundary, speed or low battery alerts, all appropriate actions of informing the right people by text, email or phone are performed in good time. Besides, the Real-Time Angel help desk has the process for dealing with emergencies clearly and unambiguously defined. With this, it is able to judge the seriousness of the situation and accordingly take first, second or third level escalations and mobilize right kind of help spontaneously and precisely to the right location. We understand that a few moments can make the difference between being able to manage a critical situation effectively or a catastrophe.
This is very interesting. How much does it cost?
We only charge £10 per month per user. You need to sign up for a minimum of 6 months initially and pay upfront and then pay quarterly in advance. Like in a rental contract, you can terminate at a month's notice and we will refund any prepaid unutilized money. We have 2 other types of complementary services that might be of interest to you. Let me tell you about these if okay with you.
Of course, Mr. Smith, I am interested. Please do tell me.
Firstly, we have a service called Real-Time Replace. This is useful when the person using Real-Time Ranger misplaces it or loses it, for example by leaving it on the train or a bus, or on the other hand damages it by accidentally dropping it. We will endeavor to replace it within 48 hours under this scheme. It is important to note that whereas the Real-Time Replace service provides protection against the loss due to unintentional misplacement, theft or accidental damage, it essentially excludes wear and tear or willful damage, neglect or poor and careless handling. Here we, of course, trust you to only make genuine and reasonable claims. We charge £3 per device per month, but this is payable initially for 6 months and then quarterly in advance. As before, you can terminate at a month's notice and we will refund any prepaid unutilized money.
That is great. What else?
We also have a reminder service called Real-Time Remind for the elderly, which can be integrated with the Real-Time Ranger. This rings a device or a landline phone at pre-planned times as a reminder for medication or surgery appointments or for anything else. This can be in our default voice recordings or in the voice of the user's spouse, carer or son or daughter. It is available up to 4 times a day and you can have a different schedule for the weekend or whilst on holiday. We charge £10 per month for this service, payable initially for 6 months and then quarterly in advance. As before, you can terminate at a month's notice and we will refund any prepaid unutilized money.
Thank you, Mr. Smith, for taking the time to explain all this to me. I will think through, work out what is immediately relevant and get back to you as soon as I can.
Thank you, Miss Wilson, for giving me the chance to explain our products and services for the elderly. No doubt you will get back to us when you are ready. I really appreciate your patience, as I have told you several things. In summary, I have told you about Real-Time Ranger for monitoring the elderly for their own safety and freedom, how it works, the outright purchase and rental schemes and the price plans. I also told you about our complementary services, the flagship 24/7 monitoring service called the Real-Time Angel. In addition, Also told you about our replacement and reminder services along with the prices for all these. Now if you have any questions, you can ask now, or if you think of any after you have left from here, you can ask me anytime by ringing us on 0044192389726 in UK or 0018572642067 in the United States, or email me at contact@realtimeview, all one word, @co.uk. Bye for now.
Bye for now, Mr. Smith.